I'm in the class. Out. I said get out. Evan, out. Ethan, listen to me. I said listen. Do I need to tell you again? You need to listen. Trying to get ready. I'll play with you guys in a minute. all right, guys. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, Cherish, how are you? How are you? Boy, how are you? I thought about you today. I was at the gym today, actually. I was like, I wonder how Chairs is doing. I see that you're doing great. You're doing absolutely great. So, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into it today. I'm gonna do some character, some about 10 faces today. I want to do some speed drawing. You're off work today. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. But that means we're about to have a whole lot of fun, right? We're having a whole lot of fun. I just want to be sure everything. We got enough lighting in here. It seemed like this ain't bright enough. Hold on a second. Wait, let me see here. Let me see if I can turn up the gain on this a little bit. There we go. I think it's got it on auto. No, it's not on auto. Why does it keep doing the okay? Okay. And close. All right, there we go. I just wanted to be sure that this was all good. Yep. Okay, then we got the, okay, cool. So we ready? All right, so we're going to be pulling up our pictures. Actually, we don't even need this now because I have this. So I don't even need to use this. I could actually put this to the side. I can zoom down a little bit more. Bring this in and bring it over some. Let me just adjust this camera real quick. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do then today, again, we're going to try some different caricatures. This is just one of my old tore up book. I learned a lot from this, and so what I want to do is I'm going to kind of warm up with this exercise right here about exaggerations. Exaggerations going from what does this say here? From mild to wild, right? Making observations about the face. What would you do? Like you can see here, he took this he observed this individual shape, like a pear shape, and then he used that to draw this shape. I would now, and for every artist is going to be different. This is not the end all be all shape, but you can, So let's warm up by doing this a little bit. So what this is here is really simple. It's really just a T shape. Okay, and we can do one simply by, to practice it real easily. We can draw, let's just draw whatever, make up a face shape, right? And then once you make a face shape, then you put in where your eyes are going to go in this part of the T. And then you put in the basic shape of your nose. So let's say this is the basic nose shape. And then you put where your mouth is. Your eyebrows will go over the top of this situation. So it helps you to be able to create different pictures. So let's do a different one. Okay. Let's do a rectangle. Okay. And with that rectangle, let's see here. Maybe I can put my eyes up here. And then I can put the shape of my nose here, right? So that might be a different character. Oh, right? You can see your eyes go right in here somewhere. Okay, you see? And your eyes go right in there somewhere. Okay? All right. 1 second, guys. Ooh. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to find... Hold on, guys. Oh, this is what I'm trying to find. Okay. I was trying to find my phone. Oh, did I leave my phone in here? Maybe I left it in the car. Get something on. I left it in the vehicle. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I got my pad. I can just use that. Okay. All right, now let's see. Let's do another one here. So let's do, what kind of shape do they have down here? Now this is like looks like a 3/4 shape of some kind, but we don't necessarily have to do 3/4 shapes. Let me actually real quick, I'm gonna do this so we can get okay, let me see if I can get everything in the picture. I think it's too far down. I want to be able to see both pages. So I think that's good enough right there. Because I'm trying to do it for TikTok and I'm streaming on YouTube at the same time. So, okay. All right, so now we're going to go to this shape over here. And this is like a 3/4 face. So generally, what I like to do is I like to think of, when I go this way, I like to think of my eye, where my brow shape, where my eye is going to go to, what my primary jawline shape is going to be. Then I have a secondary shape here usually. And then from that secondary shape, this shape here is always going to be in the front, okay? And then it goes around your head, right? Back to the secondary shape, okay? And it's not going to really show your primary shape much because your primary shape is going to be kind of inside of this. So it's going to leave like a little bit of a of a dead space there, right? So that might be one shape. And then you go up and then you go into the head shape. Okay, so this is like how I like to draw my 3/4. This is a 3/4 view. Okay, all right, let's do another 3/4 view. So we can go in this order. We got brow, and then we got primary. Or we'll just put, we won't put primary. Let's make up something that sounds fun. We'll put we'll put curve 1. No, that's not funny. What could that be? Let's call it sliding board. Like a sliding board, because it kind of looks like one here, and then another sliding board is right there, right? So we just call it sliding board 1, sliding board number 2. And then once we get to that, we go to our chin shape, and then we go to our back end of the jawline, which this is just pretty much the jawline connected to the hinge kind of a thing. So we'll go from the chin, and then we'll go to our hinge shape. Okay, think of it kind of like there's 2 circles right here, and then there's a hinge right here. Okay, so that your mouth can open and close. This hinge is right next to this eye right here. Okay, so it's a hinge shape. So if you go here again, we'll say, hold on a second here. You can go brow shape, okay? So watch, brow, let's say your brow's a square, okay? Your eye shape goes in here, in between here, right? Somewhere. This is your T shape, in other words, right? And then it goes to you go to your sliding board number 1, sliding board number 2, chin shape, hinge shape, head shape. Okay, by the way, this line for the head will always kind of extend outward. So I'm just going to put extends out. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put this, I just got a new sketchbook yesterday. And so I think I need to break this out because I like to put my notes kind of in these books like this. I have several of them that I made up, but this one is I'm going to start using these for my things from live streams. So again, what we're doing is we're talking about the T shape, right? So I'm just going to put a T shape here, okay? In the T shape, what is that? That's when you use, I'm just going to draw an arrow right here to explain it. So the T shape is the shape of the eyes and nose. Okay, so we're just practicing with that, and we'll get into the 10 caricatures in just a minute, guys. Yes, ooh, new sketchbook. Okay, so how do we use the T shape? So we'll just put how to use it. Okay, so if we use it, we basically take a shape take a basic shape, then add T shape in the middle. Okay, so if I have a basic shape, I might do like this. Let's say if it's a square, over here might be that square, that same square, but it looks like this with a thing in the middle. It usually has a mouth shape and eyebrows, right? Okay, so I can do it again. We have a round shape. That round shape or oval shape, right, will be like this. And you can put the T shape anyway. You can put the T shape down here if you want, right? And your mouth here and your eyebrows here. You see what I'm saying? So each one of these make up like a different little character. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so you use your T shape, you add a T shape, and then you can just add your features here. Okay, so these are all of your these are all of the concepts on how you would use that T shape. Okay, all right. So let's see what else you got in here. Now we also went over the, what did we do here? We went over the 3/4 view. So I just want to put that in here. Okay, so we'll just label this page 1. Okay, thank you, analytical. Who said that? It was somebody said, oh, thank you, J.N. Martinez. Thank you. All right. Rousey, hey, what's going on, Roberto? How are you today? All right, now let's go to the next one. The next one was our 3/4 shape, right? So we're just going to say 3/4 view. Okay. Okay, then when we do the 3/4 view, we're going to be thinking about our, in this order. So we're going to call this the order of operations. Okay, that means things have to go in a certain order, right? Okay, so what that means is that when you draw the profile line or 3/4 view, you must think brow. Then I just called it sliding board. I'm just going to abbreviate that. Sliding boards 1 and 2. And then you go to the chin, which is all right. And then we have our hinge. Okay. And let's just say cranium shape, or the shape of your head. Okay. So what that looks like is something like this. So you might have your brow shape here, right? Let me just do it like this. So you got your brow shape. Okay, so I'm just gonna make an arrow here and go brow. Okay, this is eye line right here. I'll put some eyes on it for you so you can give you guys some perspective, right? Hey, right on. Okay. Then from there, I go to sliding board number 1, which I said it looks like a sliding board because if you look like this, if I put 2 sliding boards next to each other, it kind of looks like this. If I put a guy up here, you can see how they climbed up the sliding board, and they're going to kind of slide down like this, right? All right, so this is the same thing. Sliding board 1, okay, is going to go, the back part goes first, so it'll be 1. These are going to be pointing down. And then you have sliding board 2, which is usually a smaller sliding board. That sliding board is 1 and 2. Now it's going to go into my chin shape, whatever that might be. Keep in mind that chin shape is I want to say a layered shape, which means that you need to be thinking that it's in front of sliding board number 1. Okay, and sliding board number 2 is actually part of the first sliding board. If you look at this line, it kind of goes down and then it goes into the chin. Then it goes to this hinge shape. So if I drew a circle right here for where my screw for my hinge would be, this is my screw right here. Then I can come down, right, into somewhere into the region where this is happening at. Okay, and then, but not at the same level, but right around there, okay? And then you come around and you hit, right? Now this other, you see, so this is that back line, and then off of this hinge will kind of be where your ear shape goes. Then you go to your cranium shape. So you might go, remember the cranium shape is behind everything. So the cranium shape can be big, tall, small, short, whatever, okay? If you're using the T shape in here, maybe the T shape for this one might be something like this, right? You see the T shape and then the shape right here? So this might be what we do with that caricature, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna put her neck on here. And now we're warmed up, right? I just wanted to put those notes down over here. Order of operations. Okay. 3/4 view. All right. And what's today's date? 11/18. I'm going to write that. 11/18/2025. Okay. All right. Well, analytically conscious. A caricature is basically a parody of someone. It's your parody of them, and a parody is not necessarily making fun of them, but it is your version of them, and it's a way for you to say or explain to another person what this person, who this another person is to you. If you could say that, right? I remember my parents got one painted at Times Square. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, now let's go ahead and we're going to put this book away. Okay, because we don't need this anymore. We're going to move our pad over here, and then we're going to move our paper over here, excuse me, and then we're going to draw some pictures here together, okay? So go ahead and get you guys your pencil out, and we're going to pull out, I don't know. Let's pull out, let's do our first caricature, okay? So what I like to do sometimes is I like to use Pinterest. So I'm going to put this over here. I was going to use that little girl right there to warm up, but I'm going to go here to Pinterest, right? And we're going to find some people to draw here. Okay, so let's use, let's try, why don't we start with the 3/4 view, right? Okay, here we go. We got a good 3/4 view here. Boom. So you guys should be able to see that guy pretty good right there without me having to blow the whole picture up. All right, so again, we're going to follow the order of operations. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the hat on, I'll draw this one. I'm going to draw the hat on this one first. So I'm going to literally break the rule a little bit, and I'm going to draw my cranium, what would be on my cranium shape first. Okay, so this might be my hat shape here. Okay, so you keep it simple, right? All right, now we're going to go to, that's the top of the forehead. Then we're going to go to the brow line. So his brow line might be like this. Okay, then we're going to go to the chin. I mean, not the chin, but we're going to go to the sliding board number 1. Okay, 1 and 2, right? And then now with this guy, he has sliding board number 2, which his is kind of a round shape. So it's going to kind of go, you know what? You know what I'm thinking with this one? It's going to be in front of. So we're going to go 1 and 2. And then the jawline goes here. I mean the chin shape, okay? Then from the chin shape, we're going to go around, because remember the hinge is way over here. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go down, okay, and around to the chin shape. So you can see here, this is where my ear shape would be at here. Okay. Okay, and then that goes into our neck shape, which is here. I'm always thinking about this center line here as I draw these shapes, okay? All right, now what we want to do is we want to what do you search when you go to Pinterest for photos? Well, generally, Cherish, I just go with ones that I just look at what I'm specifically wanting to practice. Like for instance, this might be guy with a hat or guy with a beard. You know what I'm saying? 3/4 view pictures. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you want to, however you want to, whatever you want to practice on, Pinterest is pretty good about having those individual particular types of pictures. Now, what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to go ahead and add my T shape. Okay, so that T shape for him is going to be something like this. So I'm not really studying too much. I'm just going like this. And this is his T shape. It's pointy at the front, goes back like this somewhere, and then it goes here. So you got to be good at keeping things simple in order to do this, because now you can see here my brow shape goes here and my brow shape goes here. I should be able to make this look like him without ever drawing a feature by using the T shape. This is the way you can kind of see your picture before it happens. You get what I'm saying? But before you start committing to drawing features, and then you draw the right features, but you draw them in the wrong place, right? And then you mess up the picture. So here you can see that we have this shape here, right? So we have our actually, this is supposed to go like this and like this. It's supposed to be a little one. And then I'm just going to go just like this. Okay? And then you got this line here. You got this line here. And then this, right? And then you got your beard shape, which comes around, goes down, and then comes over to here like so. Okay? Now, let's add the hair on the chin. All right, and then see how we got everything already pretty much covered because we followed the guidelines, right? Now, if you want to, you see by having this T shape, I don't really have to have the exact shape of the eyes or the ears or anything like that. All I have to do is just make the eyes look where I want them to look. So in this case, he's looking this way, right? So he's looking over here and he's going like, his eyes are like looking over there, right? So you draw two little circles with his eyes looking over there. Well, then what happens then is that you can see where the bridge of the nose comes in at, and then you can start kind of detailing out the eyes. You see? You see how I can detail them out? Okay. So you got all your features in, and it's basic. It's a parody. It's not a real person. You know what I mean? Here we go. All right. So that is picture number one. I think picture number one went very well. Let's go ahead and do a half body here. All right. So the half body, what we want to do is we want to picture this shape here. Is really what we're doing. If you look at this shape, right, and then you picture a beam or a column or a rectangle or whatever in front of it, that's generally what the neck is. It's just that this has like a thing going around it like this. So what I'm doing is this back part is behind his neck. Sometimes it might extend out, right? And then you can come down, depending on the person's posture. Everyone has a different shape here, but it's all about breaking it down to basic shape. So you can see this is the basic shape here. And then this would be his arms, you know what I'm saying, coming down in his shirt. So you want to use that basic shape to be able to get your caricature right. Okay. So let's see here. Why is this out here like this? Let me push this in. Okay. So let's go to any questions on that one. Does anybody have a request, something that they'd like me to go over with them here while something they'd like me to talk on a little bit more, anything like that? Also, real quick, guys, while I got you here, let me give you guys a little information here. So first off, guys, if you like caricature, you want to learn to draw caricature, I do caricature classes on live one-on-one classes. So you can take a class with me through Zoom, and I can help you to step up your caricature game, show you some tricks of the trade, some things that'll take a lot of that stress off of you when considering going into this particular type of art. It is a fun job to have, I ain't gonna lie, but it's also something that, like with anything, you got to put a little time and dedication in to get better at. The next thing is our Patreon family, guys. If you guys are not a member of our Patreon page, we certainly encourage you to do so. That is where you can see some behind the scenes things about my life, about what goes on kind of behind the drawing board. And also I have some very good little mini caricature videos that I put there that I think specifically are going to address the needs of those, and we put those together just to say thanks for the people that decided to become a part of our family and support us with a monthly gift. Usually the smallest tier is like $5 or something like that, the price of a cup of coffee once a month, and you can have access to that. So thank you so much. Right on, Cherish. Okay, and now the last thing is tips, guys. If today you're watching the stream and you feel like that you've benefited from the lessons, this is what I do full time to cure for my family, and also to pay for and to push forward with the classes and different things that I do to help you guys. So I need your help. Thank you so much. If you guys don't mind tipping is awesome, and I certainly and my family appreciate it. So you can tip at Cash App $World if that is something that you'd like to do. Okay. Oh, thank you, Church. I appreciate you now. All right, so let's go ahead and get that information out. Let's go ahead and get into our caricatures. Okay. So let's go to you know what? I'll tell you what, since we're here with these people with hats on, let's stick around for a minute, okay? Let's see here. Let's try what about this guy here? Is this, wait a minute. It looks like a pretty big picture. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can save that. All right, so I'll save it. And then I'll find another one. Let me see. Let's go with this one. No, let me see if I can save it right here. No. No. Oh, okay, I'll have to save it from here. Okay, so let's go to the first. I guess we can start with this one since we did a guy in the last one. All right, so now usually, hey, how you doing, Roberto? Como estás? All right, so with this one again, I'm gonna go with my cranium shape, right? Then I can go with my brow line shape. Then I can go with sliding board number 1, and then I can do a very small sliding board number 2, connected into my chin shape, which now goes sliding board number 1 here is again, and then we have our other sliding board number 2, and then we have our hat shape, which is something like this. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and, all right. Now, what I'm going to do here, I really could have brought that down some more to give her a less forehead, but that's okay. But maybe because I don't have our eyebrows in there either yet. So then we'll go ahead and we'll add our hair. So for the hair, we want to keep this nice and open. I like to use open shapes for the hair. So you want to do something that doesn't require you a lot of the times to pick your pen up off the paper. That's usually a good indicator of when you're doing too much, when you keep having to pick your pen up like this and then start back over again. If you can't try to make one fluid shape when at all possible when you first start, because you see it looks more cartoon-like when you do like that, and it doesn't make as much noise right in your drawing. Okay, now this line right here, I need to go back. I need to bring that down some. It's too big. It's too up there, too curved, because this is that other shape here. Okay, just like that. Okay, so now what we can do is we're gonna put our T shape in here, right? So we're gonna go I'll tell you what I'm gonna do with this T-shape. I'm gonna make it. She has big eyes, and so I'm looking at that relationship. And you know what? I'm thinking something like this. Again, keep your T-shape very simple. Her nose is very round, so I want something that's going to be round that goes back into her eye shape, like this. You know what I'm saying? Because this would be her right here. This would be her lip shape. This would be the top lip right here, right? This would be the bottom of the middle lip. And then this would be your other lip here, right? You see? And then you got your eyebrows, which come off the corner and down into your T shape. And then off the corner, right? And down, okay? And then we just make these into shapes, okay? So when I practice, again, I like to make all of my shapes be very simple. I don't want to, usually when I practice, I want to refrain from using too many stroke lines. Like I don't like to draw like this. This is a different type of art when somebody does that. If you're doing something specific like some markings in the hair, yeah, but your initial drawing doesn't need to be like that, okay? Then we just go over here and we add our eye shape. So we should be able, if I did this T shape right, I should be able to put her eyes right here, right? And I should be able to see her without ever defining really much in the picture. So what I can do here is I can come over to the top of the T shape and I can, watch this, see how I can make her eyelashes come off of there. So now I'm trying to just kind of feel for her face. Now, if you look here, I can also go around the nose. I put it at a little bit more of 3/4 than this in the picture, but I can go around the nose, right? And then I can come down here and I can kind of do like this, right? And I can come over here and do this here, right? Cut some of that off, and then I can go here, all right? So you can see how I exaggerated everything. Look at the nose shape. It's nice and round, right? And everything is rounded in the picture. Okay? So I want to keep everything nice and round. And then we got her little gap right there, right? All right. So then we'll just color in our eyebrows real quick. All right. Yeah. Okay. And then we will, I think that's it. Right? Again, you should be able to see your picture with the T shape before you start drawing. Now, this, I think with that T shape too, I could have did it a different way. Let me show you another T shape I could have did, right? I could have did like, maybe like this. Let me show you. Okay, so let's go here, brow line, sliding board, chin, hinge, neck, hat, thing, hair, okay, top of the hat. Okay, now I could have did this, watch. T-shape, or like a football, like an extra long football. Okay, that goes into a round, little round shape. Okay, so it's round going out here, and looks like kind of like a little P, and then we'll do like this here. All right, top lip. We'll come back, bottom lip. All right, just like that. Okay. All right, now let me see here. Let's go to the brow shape. So watch. And what this does, you see how it creates these different shapes. Now see that T shape is a lot different. And the reason I did this one that way is if you look at her eyes, like if I really zoom in on those eyes, you can see she has cat eyes. So that's why this is good for a cat eye situation. Cat eyes, all right? Now I'm going to show you why that's really powerful, because watch this. See how I did this? Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Okay. So I should be able to, in theory, go like this and just do like, just make a shape going from here down to that. You know what I'm saying? And then I can put my eye shape here and here, right? You see? It's like that, okay? And then I can put my eyelashes here. Now, I like the way that one looked. You know why? Because it took off, that one took off an unnecessary move that I did in the last picture. And that's what this is all about, learning. I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm here to learn and to teach and learn through teaching, right? So if you look at this picture, how I did this, both of them could be successful, okay? But this one, you'll see here where I had to cut off some of this shape here because I made it kind of a square shape. So maybe with these T shapes, perhaps a good thing to understand is that that T just needs to be recognizable as a T. So a T could be drawn like this. A T could be drawn like that, right? A T can be drawn like this, right? A T could be drawn like this, right? It all depends on which one you want to use for that face, right? Okay. And now let's back out to the nose. And you can see here we got a nice round shape right there. Okay. And then we'll just put a little line over the top of the eye like this. Okay. Good shapes. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right, so that's picture number 2. I like this one right here. This one came out pretty good. Okay, good practice, good practice. What do you guys think so far? Are you enjoying the stream? Are you guys enjoying the stream today? Is there anything that I could go over, talk about with you that has to do with caricature, right? Let me put that out there. I'm not good. I'm not an economist or anything like that. All right, let me see here. Let me see. I remember my parents got one. Okay. All right. Now let's go to our next picture. Excuse me. I really like this one right here. This seems like one that I would normally scurry from because I would think that it was too hard. But I like this one. She has like a Mimi looking look. She has a very upturned nose, so she has 2 bumps in her. She has wow, you know that sliding board idea, I see where that can work with noses as well. Or maybe thinking of it like maybe like a snowman, like kind of. I'll show you what I'm thinking about here. Hold on, let me put this. Okay. All right, so with this one right here, we're gonna go, her forehead and brow line, I'm gonna kind of connect into one shape, forehead and brow line. So this is where her brow would be. This is her eye line here, okay, you see? So this is about where I would put my T shape. Then I will go to sliding board number 1. She doesn't have much of a sliding board number 2. And then we go to her chin shape, right? Which is all the way in the front, right? And this line right here should always feed back kind of to this line here because it kind of, it's originating from this angle here. So that's where I'm always looking at it. You know what I mean? This second sliding board or this second shape is always going to, with the chin, this second one's always going to be a little bit smaller. And then now I'm going to come over here and find my hinge, right? Which is usually on the line. So this is going to tell me how thick I want my picture to be. And then I just kind of go down with the, this is the hinge. Okay. And then from the hinge, I think I just go back up into my forehead shape, which I want to ultimately keep it round, but I'm going to make it short because I want her forehead. You see this part right here? This is kind of where her hat's going to go. You get what I mean? If I extend this all the way out, this is where that hat's going to go because our hair, and let's see what we can do here. We're looking at the hair. So what I'm seeing in general is a shape that does like this. Now watch how I don't pick my pen up off the paper. Okay, I made one shape. You see what I'm saying? And then if I want to add another shape in there, then I come back and I'll put that shape. You get what I'm saying? Okay, one shape. All right, now let's go to this one over here. We got looks like a half of a tri. So I'm gonna do something like this, and I'm gonna go one. Okay, so that's that shape there. I got an ear shape underneath here, and then I got a long neck shape. And I'm always drawing my neck shape in relation to this shape. So this back line is going to be more curved in relation to your center line. So it's going to extend down from here and it's going to curve. And then this front shape is going to be a bit of a curve as well, but from the front of the shape. So we want to act like we're going like this. So I'm going to go down here like this. Okay. Then we're going to do a shoulder. So her shoulders are like this. This is the angle of her shoulders, right? So what we want to do is figure out what shape can we do that with. Like, what would that look like as an entire shape? So what I'm thinking is an unbalanced, like a symbol for. You ever played the drums before and they have these things that look like this, right? And it goes. Right, that's what I'm thinking of, or a skirt, or whatever you want to think. But if I put a point here, I can make that shape go either way, right? You get what I'm saying? So if I put a point, basically if I put a point here, right, I can make that shape go either way. So I can go here, right? Well, actually, this is the angle. So if this is the angle of her shoulders, this is the higher up shoulder. So it means that the shape is going down like this. You know what I'm saying? And then this shape is going down like that. So if I had to make it smaller, let's make it smaller so you can see. I was trying to make it fit to the head. But at the end of the day, the shape is pretty much just this here. Okay? You see? So it's this, and then you have the shape underneath the bottom. Okay, and then, see what I'm saying? So here would be her little, right? Like this, and then like that. All right. Whatever. Okay? All right, now we're gonna add this shape behind here, which is like a little, it's like a little C, like a little round shape. You gotta learn how to trust your instincts with this type of drawing. It's just what it is. Do it as fast as I can. Okay. I'll do the next one like that. I'll show you. Okay. Now, what we're going to do here is to look at the shape of the hat. That hat looks like one big, looks like a D shape, but it's kind of just got form to it. But overall, it's like a semicircle with a poker on the top, right? That's what it looks like. Now, what I'm going to do is put my T shape. So if I'm looking at my T shape here, I'm thinking of something where I'm thinking of I'll tell you what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a shape where it kind of goes up like this. It connects to the brow line, right? And then it's kind of over and in like this. And then I'm thinking of a what kind of shape can I use to do that with? Because I know this is going to be the bottom and it's a curve right there. So what can I think of here? Can I just make it round and upturned? You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it round and upturned. to keep it simple. You get what I'm saying? A round upturned nose. So here you'll see that my brows are here and here, right? So again, this is a situation where I can see what my picture looks like before I even get there, right? And then we'll come with our shape like so, right? Right? And then we come down here. Okay? And then we have our T shape. So we can just do like this. Okay? And then we have like a little tongue shape, but you really can't see in this picture, right? Now, what I'll do is I'll put my eyes here, right? And here, close to the edge, right? Close to the edges, because she's looking this way. And then we'll just put her eye shape right here, right? And her. Okay? Now watch, all we have to do now is go from our arc and go straight down. And go from our arc here, straight down. All right? You can see the nose shape is here. Watch. We got this nostril. And then we have a small nostril over here. And then we got a bump right here in her nose. Right? You see it? Before it goes into this shape here. So everything is round here, right? Here, let me make it smoother for you. So I can still just keep it like this and just go like that. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Okay, and then we have this shape here and this shape here. Okay, and then we add our little eyelashes to the top. Okay. All right. So there we go with another 3/4 view, right? That was plenty of practice for you guys. Why am I pressing so hard? Because this is how you learn to draw caricature. When you draw a caricature in real life, you can't draw in real life unless you learn how to draw in elementary school first. So not understanding what you're drawing, but drawing really cool lines doesn't mean anything because you just drew the wrong thing that looks good, that looks cool, but doesn't look like that person. So when I draw live, I save the fancy stuff for then. When I'm practicing or I'm teaching like I am now, I'll slow everything down and make my lines count more. It teaches you to make every line count. I hope that explained that to you, B. Thank you so much for interacting. I appreciate you. All right, now let me see here. Let's, now we're going to go to our next picture, right? And we're going to speed up the process a little bit. So now what I'm going to do here, let me see which ones I got. Okay, do I got another here? Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you with a pencil, because I usually draw with my markers on here, but let me show you. Okay. So when you're drawing live, right, here we go. So we think of the same concept. All right. Now with this one, what you want to do is you want to draw your T shape first, okay? And the reason it is because you can see how the nose is kind of sticking up and then it's coming back. Oh, and then it's going, that's kind of short. No, you know what? I still saw that. I still could do it with that one. But let's do it a little bit longer. So let's go up, out, past the nose, then we'll go down, and then we'll do like this, right? And then we'll do like this. So this is the shape of the nose in general, right? And his eyebrows. And his eyes are actually very small. So I would want to make this skinny and thin. Okay, so thin eyes, right? And we have a slanted nose shape, right? So now so once we have the eyes here, we know that this is the brow line. It comes around to the eye. And then this stays behind this shape. So we got sliding board number 1, okay, going down. And then we come across, what I would do here is this first to put his mouth in, right? This way, when I come down, I'll be here and here, right? Or I could just do like this if I want, right? And then you come back here. You go to your hinge, which is over here. And again, you should be able to see your face here, right? Before you get to things. Okay, this would be my hat, right? The roundness. And again, now we're going to go to a teardrop type shape. Okay, see the teardrop? You see his ear kind of poking out right there, right? And then what we'll do here, we can see that this is where it's going to fold over at. So we want our eye to be going that way, like that, right? So he's doing like this, right? Just like that, right? And then you got the outside of the eye here, inside, and then we got the outside of the eye, inside. And so what another thing this should have been was thin and short. Even though it looks good, I think that T should have been a little more compact to be able to then go out here and do that. You know what I'm saying? So I needed to make it a little bit more compact. All right, let me see here. Okay. Now, with that all in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, now that we've practiced a lot, we're going to just go ahead and go with it. And I'm going to put multiple people in the same picture. I'm going to kind of turn my paper sideways, okay? So mostly when I'm drawing like live, right? Let's say I get a lot of people and they want to be in that picture. Let me move down some. Okay, this is what I would do here, okay? What I do is let's take 3 people. You know what? Let's just find a family. Let's find a, what could we call it? Group photo. And let's just put 3 people. All right, so let's look at, let's find one like, find one fun here. Okay. Okay, so if I have a group picture like this, okay, what I want to do is I want to establish my center, my eye lines on every page. So I'm looking at them in relation to each other, and I'm saying, if you really look at it, let me show you. Okay, their faces in relation to each other kind of do like this, right? These are their eyes. So this right here is where one girl would be, right? On this line. This one would be where her eyes would be here, right? And then this one, her eyes are going to be here, okay? So this is the angle of all of my people. So I need to establish that first, okay? I don't know that soundtrack. I just picked some random songs from YouTube. So let's go here and we're going to do our head shapes first. So what I would do is, because this is I will go with, she has one. Okay, this is what I would do here. Okay, watch. Round. Okay, very bullet shaped. Okay, very bullet shaped, right? And then her neck shape here, right? And then the bullet shape kind of goes into a, I don't know what the heck that would be, but it looks something like this. Okay, and then you got her jacket shape here. Okay, so that's what I would do with her. Her eyes kind of do like this here, right? And then what I could do is even just draw circles here. I like to use circles sometimes, right? Or ovals, right? Oval shapes, an upturned nose, and then I'll just come with the lip shape here, right? And then I want her to be looking that way. Okay. Okay. And then we can just put her eyebrows like this. Okay. So that would be my first lady here. Again, I'm really paying attention to the angle of her eyes because her eyes are very specific. So I need to get those darks in there. Okay, that's cool. So it's just a real basic little draw, right? Could you visit my page when you're free and tell me what you think? Pretty okay. Oh, maybe, perhaps. I have to see what's the name of your oh, you sketch portraits. Oh, okay, yeah. Now down here is going to be this. So this is going to be the front of her face. Now I could close that gap a little bit by making a smaller triangle, but I need to leave enough space for her head. So this is what I'm going to do. This would be kind of where her hair would go. So she also has she has like a bullety shaped head here, right? And then it kind of comes down. I'm really squeezing it here because I don't have that much paper, but we're going to go here, right? And then we go here. And we got like a thin triangle and a thin triangle over here with some earrings, right? And we got her neck shape. We'll just kind of squeeze one in there, right? All right, now what we'll do here is we're going to come back for her brow shape. So her eyes are also she has quite a bit of distance between her pupils. So I want to, first of all, capture her expression. And then I'm going to use some ovals that are very angled ovals like this and angled like this. So they're small so that now I can just kind of start customizing them toward her eye shape, right? Here, we put her eyes in there like that. Okay. All right, now we're going to go to her nose shape. So we're going to go, her nose is pretty far from, actually, I could have put those eyes closer to the brow shapes, to be honest with you. I should have, but it doesn't matter. I still can get a good likeness here. And then I think for this nose shape, I'll go with my softest V shape. And then and it's going to go down some, right? And then we have our mouth shape here. And then we just keep it simple. Okay. She has some freckles, whatever have you, right? And then then I'll come back here and add hair lines or whatever I need to do. Right? Okay. Good shot, right? So now, let me see. I saw my first one when I was a kid. I've always been impressed. You always wanted to learn how to do caricatures. Oh, okay. Man, that's cool. I have to definitely check out your channel. Can you talk, Cherry said, can you talk about your layout a little bit? So bit. So you just said that you squeezed or had just a little bit so that could fit everything. So you can go into a little more detail. Oh, wait a minute. I had a little bit, so you squeezed. Oh, you're talking about right here. I could have made. So what I did was I used a triangle to triangulate their head, their eye lines. So what I did, if you look here, right, just look at my eraser. Go from the end of one eye to the end of that eye, right, to the end of this eye, right, to the end of that eye, and you can see the triangle type relationship between these eye shapes. So by using the triangle, I'm saying, okay, I can see how her eyes are angled in relation to the triangle. Her eyes are straight in relationship to the triangle. Now her eyes are going to be slanted in relation to the triangle because this is her eye line. So if this is her eye line right here, this is going to be her face, right? So you see here, this is what I need to be drawn. This is her ears, right? And then you have her jacket like over here, right? Then you have her head, you have her forehead shape, which it's like this, okay? These are her little baby hairs, right? And then from her baby hairs, she has a pear. I would go with a pear type face. So I would go here, go into an oval shape and then come down. And then from here, I would add like, you know, my bun in her hair or whatever. Okay, so I'm again the power of shapes, everything. As I've been drawing longer, I've trained my eyes to find shapes. Oh, hey, what's going on, sad girl? How are you? All right, now once we get here, friends, then we'll just go ahead and we'll just add our brow shapes, right? And we're not, again, trying to do anything realistic. We want a general look. So here, her eyes are also going to, not too far of a pupillary distance. So what I'm thinking here is I want to draw some, I want to think where I want to put most of the emphasis on. Now, I think her lips are pretty full and her nose, her eyes are very pretty, but I have to pick something to exaggerate from. So what I'm going to do is draw everything kind of in a cup kind of a situation. So I'm going to put some bigger. I'm going to put some eyes that are kind of angled, right? But I want them to be ovals. So when a person has oval eyes, I just look for those two basic ovals, and then I come back and I start adding to the oval shape, right, to create things. Then I go to her nose shape, which her nose is kind of flat. She has a flat nose. So what I want to do is I want to use a basic shape. I would use something like this, in fact. Looks like a little small T shape. I mean, you see how it looks so much better than me. Hey, thank you, Cherish. I appreciate you. I got a tip today. How about that? Awesome. Okay. And then I'm going to put my lip shape. So her lips are very full. So, but I don't want them to be full like long ways like this. I want them to be full and full north to south or vertically. So I'm going to do that when I draw my shape. So here I'll go from where I want to go, where I'm at, to where I want to go. And then I come up and I draw the top lip. And then I go to the bottom lip. Again, thinking of the shape that I want, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and give her just a little bit of a smile, right? Just like that. So here, just with a regular this is an 8 by 11 sheet of paper, we were able to fit 3 people. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll come over here and we'll look at her angle of her shoulders, which everything here is telling me that her body is pretty much shaped like a pencil that does like this. This is a pencil, but then I have to make my arms. Her arms go here, and then her hair go back here. You see? Okay. And then we'll add this top space over the eye here. Okay. There we go. And you can see how we were able to do a group picture by using the triangulation. We'll call it the triangle method. Yeah. Okay. So, Ben, I'm having a good time today practicing. Let me give you guys a little bit of information real quick. Take a brief intermission. So, first of all, if you like to learn to draw, you want to learn caricature art, I do teach classes online. So if you'd like to take a class with me, I'd like to meet you and share with you some of the tricks and tips that I've learned over the years that have helped me become a better caricature artist. So sign up today and we'll get you plugged in, okay? The next thing is Patreon. We do have quite a growing Patreon family. I'm so pleased about that. I just put up some new material here actually recently on Patreon. But if you are interested in supporting our channel because you want to support your art teacher, you've been coming to me regularly and you'd like to support us, you can do so through our Patreon page. In fact, our top tier Patreon, boop, Cheris is in the house. She's the top tier. I have, I think, 1 or 2 top tier Patreons, but I know for sure one. She's been with me for many years. And then I have some on the Sketcher tier and the Rosser tiers. So you can sign up with us on our Patreon page, help support our channel, help support our lessons. You know, it takes time, energy, resources, planning, all that stuff to do this and keep it going. And at the end of the day, I'll share that with you in the word of the day, kind of how I started doing this, and maybe that'll help you with that decision. So Patreon. Also, guys, tips are super awesome. If you feel like you're benefiting or you have benefited from the lessons that I've shared with you today, I know on TikTok they do have stickers and different things that you can give to support your content creators. So thank you so much. If you don't know how to use that or you want to tip in another way, we do have Cash App. If you have Cash App, you can do tips through that. So thank you very much, Cherish. I appreciate your super sticker on YouTube. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Are we having a class this week, by the way? I didn't know, Cherish. Thursday? Because I know we didn't do one last week. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take this out. And then we're going to do 2 more pictures, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into my word of the day. So it's 11:10 right now. Let's take this one out. All right, let's see if we can. So we just did 3 people. How long did that take us? Not long at all, right? All right, what about like this one here? Maybe we can try this one. Now, this one is another triangulated type picture. Okay, so let's save the image. Okay, and if you see here, now we'll look at their faces and we'll see, well, how. Okay, got you. All right, so with this picture, because the picture is tall, I would prefer to draw the picture this way. Okay, so what I would want to do here, I could either, there's a couple of ways, but what I like to do, I could either do the head shapes, but I see the head shapes are all in, let me see, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go, all right, so I'm going to do something like, you know what I just saw? I saw something very interesting there. Let me see what I'm thinking about here. Wow, that's interesting. So what if I did this? Watch this. Okay, now watch. Okay, so this is what I want to do now. Watch. Mm. Hmm. Okay, then we'll go up here. Let me see. I better do this first. Let me see if I can get this one in first. Hmm. I should have tilted this one more, but I need to turn this. No, I do it. No, I think I can. I think I can still get away with it. All I have to do is just bring it down some, and then take some of the angle out, like this. This way, yeah, there we go. Take some of the angle out. This way, I can do this here. And then her neck is kind of here. And then she has her shoulders here. Okay. All right, let me see. Now we're going to do our hair, top head shape. So something like this. Okay, and something like this. Something like this. And then we have like a little piece of her hair there. All right, something like that. Okay, then we got this one right here where it's more rounded. So she's got like a mushroom idea, like a mushroom. All right. And then we got the hair kind of going down like this. Like I said, like when it looks like something like this. I don't know. This is what I'm seeing. Her neck's down there somewhere. So we'll make it look like her neck is long. So we'll make her shoulders go about right here. Sort of look like a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So what I was doing here. Oh, thank you, Jesse. Jesse Miller. Hey, I appreciate that tip on Cash App. Thank you. How about that? Was that from TikTok? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, these are my hey, I need you. Wait, whoa, guys. Don't be so reckless. Come on, buddy. Huh? Wait, whoa, we can't. Ah! All right. Anyway, these are my little fellas. No, don't do that. These are my fellas right here, and they came to weed. But the daddy's drawing right now, buddy. Can't wait. All right, you guys got 30 seconds to be on film. Say what you have to say.
I'm 41.
You're 21.
No, 41.
He's 41. Okay, so he's only a little bit of years younger than me. All right. How old are you? Say, how old are you?
I'm 45.
You're 5.
Okay.
And how old are you?
Yeah. 64.
How old are you? Tell him. You 2. Say 2. 2. Okay, you 2 years.
No, I was 64.
So, guys, I just really wanted to thank you so much. Oh, there you go, Gator. Thank you. I want to appreciate you. Trust me, it's going to go toward a good cause, right? Feeding these 2 dudes right here. You're going to eat me out of house and a home, bro, guys. Y'all need to get your life together. Okay, I need you to get down, guys. We're going to go ahead and get back to it. Okay? Go with Mom. There we go, buddy. Let's go with Mom, son. You ready? Be careful. Be careful. Thank you. All right, buddy. Love you. Bye. Okay. All right. Okay, let me see here. You know that's going to happen 1 or 2. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Here's your laugh for the day. So, well, if you already been with me for a while, but if you don't, I had those guys. I was 40. My son, I was what 47. So I was 47 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. So I was 48 when my first son was born. The bigger one, and the little one, I was 50. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, man. I so appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right. Now, we're going to go over here and we're going to finish this drawing out here. Let's see. You know what I could have did? I could have just maybe I could just throw that hand in there. Right? Try my luck. With these hands. Let me see how big I want it to be. You know what? No. We're just going to do it basic, like always. Basically, this hand looks like a little C shape like this. That's really what it looks like. And then it looks like this is in real life. I just have to think that it goes like this and then down. You know. And then her outside finger would be here. You see what I'm saying? Something like that. So yeah, draw an overall idea of it. Now make some hair poke out over here or something. All right, now let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do our expression. So we're going to go 1, 2. I'm going to put it up here by our hair because it's funny, right? And I'm going to put my nose shape here. Something about those little fellas made me laugh. Okay, now what are we going to do here? We're going to do this. What we want is the major part of the idea first, okay? So I think that would be, you know what? What I'm thinking, let me see. Okay. Let me see something. And then we're going to do like this. And then like this. Watch this. Okay. Something like that. You know what I wonder? I wonder if I leave that out. What should I do it like this and like that? And then like this? I just don't like that many wrinkles in the face. It seems like that's a horrible wrinkle right there. I guess I can leave it in there. She has some freckles here. Something like that. Right? And then, 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. All right, now we'll go over to her face. So she has the same kind of a look here. She's kind of going like this. Something like that. Oh, you know, that one came out a lot smoother. Yeah, that one came out a lot smoother. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at it, I think what I should, and that's what I'm gonna start doing from now on. The same concept that I approach the eyes with, I'm gonna approach the mouth with. I'm always learning something in these things. Let me see. So watch this. So watch. I'm gonna give her that sinisterness, right? But I get to where you don't have to think about this. Okay. So we're gonna do something like let me see. Watch this. So this shape, right? I can do. Her eyes don't feel bubbly. They feel kind of almost a seriousness, but I want to keep it kind of whimsical. So I'm still going to go with. I'm still going to go with a. I'm gonna go with a shape that's soft, like that. But then I come back here, watch, and hit those eyes in there like this. You see? Then you come back here, like this. See? Yeah. Very small nose shape here. Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I don't think you even need that. I think that's overkill. I think we need to just leave it like that. Very small. Very. Why do more when you don't have to, right? Something like that. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me just put a mental note. Keep mouth up, mouth simple, like eyes. So to keep your picture from looking like like a portrait, what you want to do then is you want to approach things, make your shapes more rounded. I think that's really what the biggest problem is for a lot of caricatures. Their pictures are not, they're too edgy. So when you have a lot of edginess in the picture, your eyes, your shapes tend to look, or your picture tends to look very like overworked. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anywho, all right. See, like this one, I like this one right here. I felt like I could have made the mouth a little bit more. See how these ones really flow, because I just went with a basic idea of what the mouth was doing first. So I was just like, let me see. Let's see. Oh, you just sent something. Let me check you out, Cherish. Oh, guys, by the way, if you want to send your work in, let me check it out. You can. So let me finish this thought that I was talking. So when you look at these mouths, right, with her mouth, right, what I should have did was, if you really look at it, it looks like a, let me see. You know what it looks like? It looks like a let me see. Oh snap! I just figured it out, dude. No way. Okay, you see that? Look, and it gives me so much more room to play with what I want to do, and the mouth looks so much more realistic. I mean, more right? Like so much. I could look at that little teeth. I could really get in there and exaggerate that now. I see what happens. So that mouth shape, um, hey, right on, right on. Thank you, Mr. Doodle. But look what I was showing with this mouth. See that mouth shape right there? This one. Okay. So when I looked at it, I thought, what does it look like, right? So what I was trying to do was keep the end of the mouth, like, so when you draw a normal mouth like this, right? Okay. I could literally get away with like passing this off as her mouth as long as she has small lips, right? And a tongue, and then I can do like that, right? That's an easy way of doing it. But when I thought about what the specific shape of her mouth, what I'm looking at these points at the end. You see, like here, see the points here and here. But what happens is the idea is the mouth seems to look more dynamic when you separate and cause a bluntness here and comes back here, because it gives more of something for your smile lines to rest upon. You get what I'm saying? So with her, what her shape, so when I put lips, let's go like here first, right? You can see by coloring in the end of this, you can see an easier mouth shape with more life to it, right? Because of that blunt end. But with her, I saw this shape here. In particular, the shape was this right here. When I used that, instead of making the ends pointy, I did the same concept here, right? You see how it makes the mouth more, you get what I'm saying? And then now you can come back and put your lip here. And then you have your tongue. Well, you can have some teeth here, right? And your tongue quite naturally is going to go over that shape like this. You wouldn't be able to obviously see this line right here. You get what I'm saying? Now you have your teeth shape, which I can do so much more now by I'm just going to follow the basic angle of the teeth, but I can also stop right here before the edge of the mouth, and all of this right here now becomes like a blank, like a dark, like a dead space. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would draw that mouth. So I guess what I'm saying is blunting the mouth, and I mean blunting, not like as in blunting, like making it not sharp. It's like putting a blunt. I was like, no, not blunting. Blunting the mouth causes more dynamic smiles. Okay, this one here, when I looked at her mouth shape, right? If you look at it, right, forget that the ends of it are sharp. Like right here, you're looking at a sharp. So you're gonna, in your mind, you want to put a sharp shape. You know what I mean? But instead of putting that sharp shape, what you do here is you put a shape where the energy is pulling toward this side of the mouth, like I did here, right? So anything could be doing that. It could be a like a sign. You ever seen a thought bubble? Think of a thought bubble, but instead of the thought bubble going like this, right? The thought bubble is doing like this. So now you have a space for this to sit on, and you know where to kind of put your teeth. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then she has her tongue shape here, right? And then the lip shape here, and the lip shape here. You see what I'm saying? And then all of this kind of gets colored in. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different that way. All right. Let me check out Cherish. Cherish says she sent some work in here, so let me go to my pad here. I know this stream is a little extended today, but you know, what the heck, right? The Cowboys won last night. Yes, I'm a Cowboys fan. Texas, baby. Let's see. All right, let me see. Cherish. You are right here. All right, and cherish. Give me a sec, guys. I'm just trying to look something up here. Don't forget, guys, tips are awesome. If you feel like you're benefiting from the stream today and you want to bless the artist with a cup of coffee today, Christmas is coming up, all kinds of stuff. Oh, man, Cherish, square business. Yes, you see that. So, guys, Cherish sent her work in to be examined. by and I love it. I love this. That is awesome. That is awesome. It's all awesome, right? You guys are practicing with me. Don't forget, send your work in. You can send it in on Facebook. Just go to Facebook Rouser World. You'll see Caricatures by Rouser World. Just go type in Rouser World on Facebook. You'll see me. Then it'll say Caricatures by Rouser World and message me. And then when you message me, I'll take a look at your work. Okay? All right. So anyway, yeah, I like it. Now, triangulate the heads. Oh, yes. Terrence did it. You said you saw what I was talking about. When you triangulate the heads, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. Now, what I did with this one was I literally made like a tree. Thank you so much, Sheriff, for sending that in for me to look at. I appreciate you. Okay. What I literally did was use a tree kind of a situation. So I always look at eye line. So I'll be like eye line, eye line, eye line, right? Eye line, right? So if I want to draw people like this, eyes, 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 eyes. Remember the T shapes, right? Oh, look, right? Mouth, right? Mouth, mouth, right? Get what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. Then I come back, then I go over here, then I go over here, then I go over here, right? Then I go here, then I go here, right? Then I go here, then I go here, right? And then I'll do whatever. Just I'll do something like give them some hair, right? This is kind of how I think of multi-person caricatures, right? Okay, you see? And then over here we can have this guy with a hat like this. See? Now you got your nose, right? Your nose, right? Your nose. Eyelashes. He's mad. His eyebrows are up here, right? You got your neck shapes, right? This guy might be hugging this guy, right? And she's like this. So you see how this is, oh, Gator. Okay, you can send your art by going, Cherish, can you share the Facebook link with Gator, please? Thank you. But Gator, you can send your artwork in on the Facebook, my messenger, or you can email it. Either one, you can email it to rouserworld at Yahoo. Just go to I have my email's yahoo.com. Just remember Rouserworld. And I'm getting this thing hooked up where I can do all that in a minute. We're going to actually sit down and do it today, but I just bought this thing here for my live stream, so it'll allow me to pop things up and all that, right? So I'm still learning how to use it. I don't have all of my commands in there, but I'm going to put it in there. I got to put my Cash App and all that stuff on there too. Yeah. But yeah, you should be able to do it from there. Okay. And then again from here, you just, put your picture together. Right? You got all kinds of people. Right? That thing with the mouth, man, made it really powerful. Don't forget, guys, to blunt the end of your picture. So look, check it out. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to, in just about 5 minutes or so, go into our word of the day. Okay, I think that I went on a tangent. I went on a tangent with this. I didn't mean to go all over America with my drawings today, but I did, right? Okay, don't forget, guys, classes. You can take a class with me at rouserworld.com/classes. Don't forget also, guys, to check out our Patreon page. Join our Patreon family. We'd love to have you. And then we also have our tips here if you wish to tip the artist today because you feel like you learned something from me today and you want to buy me a cup of coffee or something. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. You can tip through Cash App if you do have Cash App. If you don't, I know they have the little stickers and stuff on Instagram. I'm not Instagram. What's the word I'm looking for? On Cash App. I mean not Cash App. On TikTok. So you guys can. The stickers will be awesome. Thank you so much. Also, guys, we're looking for more memberships on TikTok. So if I could get you guys to join our membership, we do have membership tiers also on TikTok. So we have our Patreon and then we have our TikTok memberships. TikTok memberships are I'm going to be starting coming in the new year just a specific little classes that I'm going to be doing for TikTok. So I'm going to treat YouTube and TikTok a little bit differently, and of course the Patreon page is outside of all of that. So okay, you just messaged me over Facebook. Hey, right on, Gator. Let me look at your work real quick. Okay, let me see. Oh, look at that, Cherish. Cherish sent something else here. Okay, so she colored the back of it in. I like it. Cool, man. That's real nice. Uh-huh. All right, let's see. Let's see what you got here. So you sent it on, okay, there you go, Jesse. There we go. Okay. Oh, man. That's Edward Scissorhands. Oh, we're going to do a picture of him. Edward Scissorhands. I remember that movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Something about that movie, like, yeah, we're doing the 3-class bundles still like that now. Yeah. Well, for you and for one other student that I have, I extended that, and obviously because you just been doing class, you've been having classes with me so long that I just do it that way with you too. Yeah, I think that's the best way, you know. Let me see. Now that's an awesome drawing right there. I like and I can see you've been watching my videos because I can see the way you're drawing it is really cool. I'm gonna show you some stuff here that's gonna really help you with this hair, right? Because we're gonna recreate this for you. Okay, so we got Edward Scissorhands. Then who else do we have here? We have that's I don't know who that is. Who is this? I want to say this is what's the name of that guy? I can't. Let me see. Who is this? Let me think. No. I've seen this guy before. I just can't put my hand on his name. What's this guy's name? Somebody help me out here. I don't know. Okay. And then let me see. We got another one here. Let me see. Okay. Gator. Fear and Loathing. Man, I like that right there. That's nice. I like your shadows in there. Your eyes is on point. Yeah, man. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Thank you so much, Gator, for sharing this with us, with the community today. Super awesome, man. You're doing great. Yes, sir. All right, so look, let's go ahead. Scrim Rapper from Suicide Boys. Oh, okay. Let's see what we can find. Now, the first guy was definitely Edward Scissorhands, so let me see. Edward Scissorhands. Let me see here. I'm gonna show you a couple of I'll show you a couple of neat little tricks here. I'm about to use one like I guess I'll use let me see. Let's back up here. It looked like you used something like this. But I'm gonna concentrate on the face. I'm trying to find one where it has a good fit. Maybe like this one. Is that him? That's not Edward. Is that actual Edward Scissorhands? Wait, let me look at some other pictures of it. I guess that is him, isn't it? Is that the one from the original movie? Let me see. Okay. I think it was. I had just liked that picture right there. I don't know if I can find it again. This one? Is this it? All right, I'm gonna say that. And then the other guy was who? Scrim Rapper. Scrim Rapper. R-A. Oh, okay, that's him. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Let's see if we can find a good picture of him. I get it. Let's see. This is him right here then. Is that him? Scrim? Scrim Rapper. All right, let's go with Edward Scissorhands first. That's the. Oh, okay, cool. I hope I'm not keeping you guys, man. I know I'm supposed to be getting. I'm supposed to been finish the stream, but I'm in that zone now. I just feel like drawing today. Drawing for me is not just. Um, oh, it's not just about. Oh wait, let me put this idea here. I forgot. Okay, wait. I gotta write something down. The mouth shape. And then what did we say? We said, what did we say? Blunting the mouth causes more dynamic smiles. Blunting the mouth makes more dynamic smiles. So this is unblunted, and this is blunted. See this? Yeah. Okay. So this makes more of a point at the end, and this makes more of a square at the end, right? So each one will give you a more dynamic smile than the other one. Yeah. Okay. So I like to put those notes in here. See what other notes that we come up with. What did we say? Triangulating. Triangulation of the face of multiple faces. And then this one would be, or the other way I used was a kind of a, we'll just call it DNA faces. Okay, you know how DNA do like this right here, right? So it'll be like this is your branch DNA, and then this is like where that's leading to. So this would be face number 1, right? Where the eye line is. And then this would be face number 2, where their eye line is. Then I might go down here and say face number 3 is here. And then I might branch off of that, come down here and say face number 4 is right here, right? And then this is my DNA branch, right? Then I begin to put the eyes here. So I can make, let's say I did this and I want this to be mom. I want this to be dad, mom, dad, little brother, and then big, maybe little sister or big sister or whatever, okay? So here you can see I'm going to put a little jawline for little brother. I might put a pointy jawline for mom. I might put a square jawline for dad. I might put little sister with a slightly bigger than little jawline, right? So then mom's expression, dad's expression, okay? Brother's expression, nonchalant. Sister is woohoo, right? And then mom's nose, dad's nose, right? Brother's nose, right? And then we have sister's nose. And then we have the smiles, and then we're going to blunt them. So we can just make this we'll just give everybody blunted smiles, right? One. Maybe dad's smile is like the one we had. Maybe the one we did earlier where it was like well, I'll just keep it simple. We'll just make dad's like that. And then little brother's like that. And then little sister, hers would be like super big, right? So we just blunt it like this, right? So this way we have somewhere to rest our ship. So everybody's kind of smiling, right? You get what I mean? Okay, then we'll go here and we can make their eyes look at each other. So we can be like, she's looking at him, he's looking at her, he's looking at the camera, she's looking at her mom, right? I don't know. Then we'll put the top, then we can put the curtains. The curtains are a very common hairdo because it looks like curtains, but then it has like a U over the top. You know what I'm saying? And then we put our long mom's little short hairdo and mom's little earrings here, right? And then we have little brother, right, with his little hairdo here. Okay, and maybe his head, he's got like little square head. Got some little ears down here, right? And so you see little brother, you see mom, little brother, you see dad, right? Dad's little shirt, right? And the family's just all out today. And then you got little sister. What kind of haircut? Cause maybe she has a round. She has these little things going around her forehead like this because she's the true little sister. And then we'll just go around like this, and then we'll put her little I don't know. Maybe she has like her hair going to one side like this, right? And then she has some eyelashes. Okay. See? So, and then you obviously want to put dad's head here. Okay. So this is again the DNA of faces. All right. Where you use branches to get to the eye lines of each character. So use branches to connect eye lines. That's when you have multiple people. Okay. Now this one, triangulation method, is more where I'm doing something like this, this, and this, right? And then I say, okay, face one, face two, face three. You get what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3. Get what I'm saying? Same concept. Okay, triangulating the faces. All right, so this is an easy way to put multiple people in a caricature and plot it out. Okay, all right, so I just wanted to put that down there and make sure I got all my notes, and then we're going to go to this Edward Scissorhands thing here. Okay, I don't need this. I don't think I need that anymore. I can just throw this in there. I don't need it. All right. Okay, guys, so let's go to, let's put this over here. To make sure I got all my notes right. Okay. DNA faces. And triangulation of multiple faces. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to remember all these ideas, right? All right, so let's go to Edward Scissorhands. And this is how we're going to draw. We're going to figure out where our eye line is. Here. Once you figure the eye line out, put your head shape in. So this is a 3/4 view. Edward Scissorhands doesn't have much of a brow line. In fact, it all seems to just run into one side. Like his face is very smooth. So what I would want to do here then is I would want to I might just go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then we'll put this here. Okay. So now we'll just do like so. That's it. Now we're going to use one big shape. So we're going to use a D shape here. So I'm going to do something like this. And I'm going to try not to pick my hand up off the paper until I get exactly to where I want to go. I can see it in relation to my drawing. You see, that's it right there. Okay, one shape. All right, now once we get that shape, then we look for the other shapes around it. So what I'm seeing here, something like this, and then it just kind of does like this here. Okay, and then I have my ear shape going like this, and my other ear shape kind of a little bit back there. This shape is going to kind of go up and over. You see, like that. Okay. Now we're going to go to our back shapes, which are arrow, maybe. Arrow. Rectangle. Okay. And then we got like what, semicircle maybe? I don't know. Okay. And then we'll go to our neck shape. Okay. Yeah. Then what we want to do here is just kind of go out and then in with the arm here. So that means to tell me my hand is going to be, this is going to be a shorter shape. This is going to be a long shape. And then this would be like his hand kind of coming down with these little scissors on it. So you can't draw it in the same way that you think of real life. You got to be really committed to what you want to do. You know, here's something here. I don't know what this is, but it looks like something. I forgot to put a shoulder on them. That's what it was. That's why it looks weird. I forgot to go shoulder. Well, I can still put it. Watch. I didn't account for the shoulder here. I need to go further out. And then in. And then here. And then here. And then here. And these are the little scissors on his hands. I still need to move this too because I moved the hand out of the way. Okay, so I'll do like this, 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 this. Okay. Right, there we go. Okay, and then we'll come over here. And we have our arm here, just like that. Right? And then we'll put some little circles here. And just try to keep it as close to imaginary as possible. Don't try to do too much with this. That's the main thing. I think sometimes we try too hard, right? Okay. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and do our brow shapes here. So what I want to do here, you know what make this is what I see here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do these two big shapes like this because these two major shapes here are what I see in the picture. So Once I see this major shape, right, then what I want to do is I want to use part of it for the eyebrow shape. So that would be this part. All right, you see? This is my brows right here. And then you can see when I get down here, I'm just going to go ahead and connect everything. All right? I'm going to connect it to the eyebrow shape because that's just the way I see it. Okay? And then I'm going to go to the bottom of the shape here and do like this because he has big eyes. All right? But it's inside of this major shape here. So we'll go ahead and color these in here. And then you'll be able to really see it because of that darkness of his eyes, that playful look that Edward Scissorhands has in the eyes. He might look, you know what I mean? You can see some good in that, right? And then we're going to go to our nose shape. So he doesn't appear to have a long nose, which means that his nose is a respectable distance away from the nose line. I mean the eye line. So I don't have to exaggerate too much there, okay? And then what I want to do here is I would draw as a shape like this, right? So I could see how small it is first. I would draw the overall shape. You see the power of understanding overall shapes, right? Versus drawing like this, looking at the shape, like looking at it too individualistic. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Okay. All right. So anyway, down here would be where his hair is kind of going up, right? And then now you can come back and put like little strands of hair like this. Use shapes instead of strokes. If you use shapes instead of strokes, your hair doesn't look as busy, right? And no more than 1, 2, maybe 3 of them. You don't need a whole bunch of them because again, this is not a real life picture. This is a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then we can just do like this with his hands. All right. We can do like this. And here we would logically be seeing the front part. So I would do something like this. And then I'll come down and then I'll add like little scissors. No, actually, it's not Wolverine because his scissors are on the tips of his fingers. So what I'd have to do to make it cooler, right? What I would do is I'll find the middle. So this is this would be the pointer. And then, okay, so you're going to go here, find those 2 middle fingers, find the front finger, and then find the pinky finger, which is like a little one. See what I'm saying? And then you put the scissors on there. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we got shape number 1. So this is going here. Boom. Boom, right? And then this one's coming here. Boom. Boom, right? And I think that's it. Okay. Put a little shadow right here. Let me see if I can get to that one last one and then I'm gonna get off of this. Okay. So that is my Edward Scissorhands, right? I hope you liked that one. Was that pretty cool? What do you guys think? Back to the drawing board. Okay. So Gator, when you drew a caricature, there's several different techniques that caricatures use to get to their desired result. Obviously, some of them are the props and things that go around them to give you an indication. But with your head shapes, based off of this right here, this looks good. But keep your head shapes a little bit simpler. So what that means is think of your head shape like a Superman sign. This will help you draw any head you want. And just remember that the hair, look, this is Superman. Right? Look. Okay? But think of your head like, think that this be your sketch, right? And then once you have this down, you can add stuff to the face. So watch how I can add, watch. I could add, watch this, cheeks, right? Eyes, right? Nose, mouth, head. You know what I'm saying? This one could be head, right? Eyes, right? Nose, right? Mouth, right? Chisel like Superman, right? You see how I added? Now I can also round, so it'll help you to round things off. You want a round forehead? There you go. This is the eye line here. See what I'm saying? What kind of cheeks do? Here and here and here, here and here. So I see Superman in every face that I draw. And so that's where this will help you to keep it simpler. So don't do these extravagant sketching. Just be like, okay, this is his head, right? Like we'll do it with this next picture. Oh, you got some more cartoons here you sent me. Who is this? All right, so I'll tell you what, the last person I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do that one guy we had. What was that one guy you sent me? What was his name? The rapper guy. Was that this one? Yeah. Okay. All right, so this is the last one, guys, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our word of the day. Okay. Also, guys, don't forget the tips are appreciated. Tips are appreciated. Thank you. All right. So that was our Edward Scissorhands. And then this final drawing. And so we're going to liven it up just a bit here. Hold on. Let's see. All right. Hold on. A girl who asked me to do hers, and I sent it to you for side-by-side comparison. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me see. Where was that picture? That was it. So do you want me to do that one, or should I do the but that one looks good. I think that one was good. That's a good one. Yeah, that one looks cool. Jenna. All right. I guess we're going to do the guy on the screen since it's easier for you to see him. For you guys, for everybody to see. All right, so let's go ahead and see. And this guy here, he has a, watch this. Let me show you how it works. Remember I told you about the Superman thing? All right, I'm going to do it like that for you, Gator. Even though I could just go straight up with it, I'm going to show you, like, break this last one down. Okay, so what am I seeing for an overall head shape here? I see a six-sided figure. This is what I see. I'm going to tell you what I see. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean an 8-sided. 6, 7, 8. This is my head shape. So when I draw the beard on here, watch this. All I'm doing is following my shape. This might be his beard. I'm going here. Where do I turn at? Right here. Where do I turn at? Right here. And then I lead back into the face. You see? Where's my eye line? So what I want to do is figure out, well, I want him to have a big forehead. So I want all this to be forehead right here. So now I just come back and I say, okay, I'm going to start everything from here. So I'm going to put my brows up here. Okay. And then I'm going to do my shapes like this, which I literally saw this. All right. Like that. I come back with my nose shape. Now, something like that. Something like that. Something like that. Something like that. Something. I don't know. Then we come over here and we add the hair. Okay. And we add the hair. We add another shape here. And then we add this shape out here. See? So here's our ear shape. And then here's our other shape here. And then we have this shape out here. This is darkened in. This is darkened in here. See what I'm saying? Like that. And actually, I can make this lower. Like that. And then we'll just do like this. Go like this. Like this. And like this. This. That. Okay. All right, guys. So that is it for the day. I think I'm cartooned out. All right. Glad you guys could make it out today. Hang out with me. We'll be doing this again. We'll be doing it again soon, right? If you guys want to come back, don't forget, guys, subscribe, like, share. We do have subscriptions on TikTok, so if you want to subscribe, support me, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Yep. Okay. So, hey, what's going on, Chris? How are you, Chris R? Okay. So that's it for today, guys. We're going to go ahead and we're going to, first off, thing we're going to do is we're going to pause our music, okay? And then we're going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to start preparing for our word of the day. This was quite a lengthy stream today, but again, I just felt in the mood to speak. All right, so and to teach. So let me go here to our word of the day. Give me a sec here. Okay, so on a second. Okay. Okay, so today, guys, what I'm going to be talking about, we're going to be doing a quick like word of the day. I like to do, I like to illustrate sometimes things as I'm talking about them. I'm gonna go ahead and close all these windows out here. Let's put a picture of of the the family up there. All right, put our Rouser World thing there, and we're going to after every stream, I always share a quick word of the day, just to kind of get you guys, give you something encouraging to think about during your time, your day, right? So today, I wonder if I have enough time. I don't want to do this. I don't want to over stay my welcome here. But let me go here on my page. All right. So today I'm going to study, and this is a word I definitely need for myself today. Our word of the day is going to be about purpose, like, and more specifically, um, can can God use me um, despite my past? Okay. Um, so we're going to be going into Nehemiah. Okay, I don't know if you guys ever read that book before, but it's a pretty cool book. And I'm going to give you guys a short version of it because obviously we don't have enough time to go all the way through Nehemiah. But if you read this book, it's a very good situation, and I'm going to give you the main idea of it. Because sometimes what we do is we can we can get discouraged, right, when we have no purpose. Okay, if you're drawing and you don't know, like, you don't know what your purpose is, you don't know what you're ultimately trying to do, well, then this can cause discouragement. And like this, like with art, this can happen with anything. It could be with your finances, it can be with your marriage, right? It can be schoolwork, right? If you don't have an overall idea of what your purpose is, then you won't, you feel discouraged about it. You'll feel like you're going to fail doing it. You'll ask yourself questions about why you're doing it, and it's really kind of no way to live life. And so today I want to talk about purpose because I need to be encouraged in that area myself. So let's go ahead and talk about Nehemiah. Okay, so let me give you a quick recap of what Nehemiah was. The main idea of Nehemiah in the Bible is God restores his people by restoring, right? God restores people by restoring broken places. Okay? Starting with the heart and then the community and then the walls. So it starts with the heart, then it starts with the community, and then it goes to building back up walls. So basically, something in this story, this is a story about how God used a man that had a create that from a certain past that nobody expected to use him because he wouldn't have seemed qualified. How God spoke to this man's heart, how his heart made him or prompted him to reach out to the community and to encourage them, and how it encouraged them to help them build the walls of their city back up so that they could live in the joy and peace and happiness that God intended for them. It says Nehemiah shows how prayer, leadership, repentance, and unity bring revival to a discouraged nation. Okay? So prayer, right? Speaking with God, being a leader, in other words, knowing what the rules are and following them and encouraging others to. Repentance, being sorry in your heart for what you've done before. And unity, coming together despite those things and not focusing on them, right, can bring your marriage back, can bring your school grades up, can bring back the relationship between your mom and your dad, or bring it between you and your father, or you and your mom, or you and your brother, or whoever you're struggling with. It is a lot of the times that where our hearts are not in the right place to help out people and to build things together. Okay? So these are the major turning points. So what I'm going to do, instead of going through the whole story, we're going to look at the major turning points of the story, and then we're going to talk about how those things, what do those things indicate, like as far as our life is concerned. How are those things applicable to us? Excuse me. Oh, I gotta get up here. Okay. So the first major turning point in Nehemiah. Nehemiah hears bad news. So Nehemiah learns Jerusalem's walls are broken down. Okay? In the beginning of the story, he learns that, imagine coming home to the city that you live in, that you love this city, you represent this city, respect on my city, right? Whatever. Okay? And you hear bad news. You hear that the city is on fire, that there's crime everywhere. Sound familiar? Right? There's homelessness. There's no more respect for old people. The youngsters are out of control. This is going on in your city, right? So this is what Nehemiah was faced with, but I'm trying to relate it to us. Okay? Now, in this turning point, what does Nehemiah do in this turning point? The first thing, because we're gonna put it down here, okay? He does not. Number one, he hears bad news, but what he does not do is he doesn't panic. He doesn't panic in the face of the news. He has to gather himself. It says here that he prayed first. He said, God, okay, this is what's going on. This is what I got to face. I need direction from your word, from your spirit. How should I handle this? And this thing defines what this whole book of Nehemiah is about. Okay? So the first turning point, remember, was the bad news. Okay? Now the second point, the second major turning point of this story is a king grants favor. So imagine now that your city is on fire, right? And you've heard all this stuff, right? But you have you work for the guy, you work for the city officials, you work for someone very powerful that can give you the resources and the permission to do something to save the city. And you just happen to have favor with this person because you work with them, you work for them, maybe you're best friends, I don't know, but you're in a position based off of your past. In other words, you were not a good, you went through all this stuff, right? And you met this person in a bad place, in a bad part of your life. And at first you was thinking, well, why would you don't want to really talk to this person. You don't really want to be associated with this person. But you find yourself in a relationship with that person only to see that relationship later on down the road was a stepping stone to where God was taking you. Okay? So Nehemiah, it says, the king grants him favor. This is in chapter 2 of the book. And Nehemiah risks his life by asking this king for permission to rebuild this city. Okay, so his life is on the line, this and everything, but he's saying, look, I want to rebuild this city, and he goes to the people that he knows can make it happen. The turning point here is God touches the king's heart. He gives Nehemiah favor. He gives him resources. He gives him authority. So now you're going back to your city completely armed with everything that you need to be able to do what you need to do. Now then it says here, the people unite to build. This is the third major point. Everyone from priests to goldsmiths to perfume makers work side by side on this wall. The turning point, the community unites and becomes an engine of restoration. So when he goes back into the city, everybody participates in the rebuilding of this wall that's been torn down around this city. The bad thing that's happened to this city, the city as a whole, it didn't matter whether it was son or daughter, rich or poor, it didn't matter. Everybody said, you know what? We're going to rebuild our city. Okay? But as he's building it, in the fourth turning point, he meets some opposition. The haters start coming in. The people that actually tore the walls down are now the people that you come in contact with. So these guys, they call them here Sanballat, Tobiah, these are the names, and others, they mock, threaten, and try to sabotage the work. So they don't want these people to rebuild this city. But Nehemiah responds again with the same pattern. He prays about that opposition to ask God, what does God want him to do? And then you know what he did after that? He didn't panic. He posted a guard. I found that interesting. And then he just went back to work. So when these people were saying, you can't do it. You ain't going to rebuild no wall. You not smart enough. You not good looking enough. You don't have enough money. You know that you not worth anything. With all these things that people tell us, right? In the middle of him being ridiculed by these people, he prays. And then what he does, posting the guard part. He posted a guard around the work site so that nobody can mess with the stuff. But and let's talk about that metaphorically in our life. What does that mean? We are to pray, and then what we have to do is we have to put the guard up, and the guard can be a mental guard. It can say what that guard doesn't, which can be a thought. The guard is the word of God, saying that you will be the lender and not the borrower, right? You will be the head and not the tail, right? That God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Like trouble may come, but it'll fall there and there, but it will not touch me. These are all scriptures. These are guards. The equivalent of putting up the guard in your mind to not allow the situation to overtake you. And then he says here that he kept working. So he was able to keep going. So it doesn't mean that we're not going to have those negative thoughts, but we have to pray, we have to guard, and then we have to keep moving and keep progressing to where we want to go to. Okay? Now, the next turning point here, and there's not many more of these guys, is spiritual renewal. Okay? Ezra reads the law, the people weep, then celebrate. They confess their sins and renew their covenant with God. In this turning point, the people realize that restoration isn't just physical, but it is spiritual. Okay? So Ezra is another person I'm not sure if he was a minister or a priest at that time, but I'm thinking he was. And he's the one that goes back and puts God's word out to these people. And he's sharing with them like I'm sharing with you right now. And sometimes when people share with you, right, it hits a nerve, it hits a chord. Sometimes the thing that hits your chord is not the person it's not from a person that you are really close to. It could be somebody like me. A lot of you guys don't know me personally, but maybe sometimes we're so quick to receive things because it depends on where God meant for you to receive that information from. But when you hear something and it strikes a chord with you, then you come to a realization about something. So these people that were helping to build the city got further encouragement, because now when they see that in order to restore something, in order to restore your marriage, in order to restore your mental health, right? In order to restore just anything, it's not physical. It's not you can't, it ain't but so much muscles you can have. It has to be, it's a spiritual thing. It is what's unseen controlling what can be seen. There are things in this world that are unseen that are controlling what we can see. So we think that we're fighting against a flesh and blood enemy, a physical enemy, but we're not fighting a physical enemy. We're fighting a spiritual enemy. Even the worst person in your life he's being influenced, she's being influenced by a spiritual enemy. She is not the enemy. He is not the enemy. It is the spirit that is in them that is the enemy. It is mind control. And this is what the devil is good at, controlling minds. And how do you control somebody's mind? You suggest something that's absurd to them. And then you just keep suggesting it or suggesting things until they start to believe one of them. That's just simple as that. Now, the next turning point after the spiritual renewal, guys, was repopulating Jerusalem. So after they rebuilt the wall, Jerusalem becomes alive again. And then it says Nehemiah's final reforms, leadership must continue, and revival needs to be maintenance. Now, the cool part about this thing is that Nehemiah, if I could tell you a little bit about him, he was a Jewish exile. So he was living in Persia. So he was an exiled guy. He served as the king's cupbearer. So that was his official position. Okay. And this was more than it wasn't a waiter's job, but he was a high ranking official that was working directly for the king. And this is how he was able to get into these places where he was trying to get to. So maybe God has placed you in a place where people around you, let's not judge those people, right? But who is God trying to give us influence with? He blesses people through people. That's why we got to be on guard about how we treat people. Okay? What else about Nehemiah I found was interesting was that he cared deeply about God's people and God's honor. When he heard Jerusalem's walls were destroyed, he didn't shrug it off. He wept, he fasted, and he prayed. And this shows his heart for God. So when I'm going through something, I need to fast. I need to pray. I need to consult with God before I make major decisions or any decision in my life. Because some things you just don't get to take back. Something other interesting here, he was not just a priest or a prophet. He was a regular working guy. That's important because God used a civil servant to rebuild a city and lead a spiritual revival. So the person that did all of this to rebuild Jerusalem was, by all intents and purposes, really a nobody. So you might think, well, what is I don't have a purpose. Can God use me despite my past? Right? You might think that you don't have a purpose because you're saying, well, based off of what I did, based off of who I was, there's no way that God could use me for anything. But if you look at the scriptures, every single last man and woman in the Bible had issues. You know what I'm saying? Women had issues. It's a story of book. It's a story of people that all had issues in their life. Paul wrote 2/3 of the New Testament, right? But he was a murderer. And I don't even know what else that he did that they just didn't put in here. But he did a lot of things. So he can use you, even if you work, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're a school teacher, he can use you. You know what I'm saying? If you're a trash man, he can use you. If you're a barber, he can use you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what position or where you find yourself at in life. You know, in my personal life, I've been through a lot of ups and downs. I've been some places I never want to go back to ever again. I've met some people I never want to see ever again. Ever. Right? Because, but at that time, I didn't understand where God was taking me. But now I look at where I'm at now in my life, and I see how he was preparing me to be in this very spot that I'm in today. But it was up to me to make the choices to say yes and to be led by the Spirit. And then these last two things I wrote, and then I'm done. Nehemiah was basically a trusted official in Persia who God used to rebuild Jerusalem's walls and revive the people spiritually. So in your purpose, there's a purpose for you. God created you to rebuild, right, the walls of Jerusalem. And metaphorically speaking, he called you to be, as he's training you to where he's about to take you. What looks hard and difficult and what you don't want to go through right now, don't be discouraged by a little work. Don't be discouraged because it says that good and bad is going to happen. Things are going to happen. Problems are going to happen in this life. Just because you're a Christian or you believe in God doesn't mean you're not going to have problems. But problems are how you get better at something. How can you get good at math problems, right, if there are no math problems to solve? You know, this is what our purpose is. Always keep that in your head, that God is taking me somewhere, and the thing that I'm facing right now, don't ask how do I get out of it. Ask what am I supposed to get from it. And then you'll move closer to that purpose that God has to rebuild your life and the walls of your life, right? So guys, that's our word of the day. Purpose. Can God use me despite my past? Certainly he can. In fact, he prefers that you have a little bit of roughness on the edges. Because how can you experience something without experiencing something? How can you help the drug addict when you've never done drugs? How can you tell somebody to stay out of jail? You ain't never been there. You know what I'm saying? Something is powerful about the person that actually walked through it. It's just powerful. And if you've been through these things in life, there's a greater purpose for it. So be on the lookout. Restore that relationship with God. If you don't have a relationship with him, we can pray today together. You know, and it doesn't take much. All you have to do is say, God, I'm sorry for how I used to live. I don't want to live like that no more. I receive you. I have honor and respect for you, and I'm going to obey your word. I want a relationship with you. I want you to speak to me personally. I want you to be the leader of my life from today forward. And then that's it. And you have to mean it in your heart. It's not about you saying, oh, and getting on your knees and just, be your regular self. Humble. That's the first thing. Humble. Enough to say, I don't know, and to go to the one that does. Okay? So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I want to thank you again for coming out to the stream. I will be streaming again on Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. unless I'm late for some reason. I usually get there at least about 9:30. I try to start at 9:30, but sometimes it don't happen until 10, but that's okay. And then we'll go through and we'll draw some more caricatures and do this again. Also, guys, before I leave, don't forget to check out our classes. If you want classes, you can do classes at Rouser World. I'll do a one-on-one class with you, teach you about caricatures. Join our Patreon family. Go ahead and check that out. Again, this is just our fan support page. If you've been rolling with me for a while, you want to financially give or support our ministry and what we're doing at Rouser World, me and my wife, then you can join our Patreon family and get to I'll get to see a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. Right, none of that stuff. Oh, Saturday, excuse me, Cherish. I thought this was Tuesday. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, Saturday is the next stream. Sorry about that. Yes, Saturday is the next stream. And then tips are also appreciated, guys. If you feel like you benefited today from the stream and you'd like to be a blessing to us, thank you so much. It's going to go to keeping these art lessons coming for you guys, okay? So you guys be blessed. Thank you so much for coming out, and I'll see you guys next time. Boo-doo-boo. Do-do-do.